Morning, everyone. Rob Dennert from the City of West Des Moines, the Vice Chair of the Iowa 911 Communications Council. Coming to you live from the Dallas County Human Services Campus. Thank you for hosting, Terry. We're just waiting a minute or so till we get a quorum confirmed. Judging by, I'm getting the thumbs up from my producer that we're good to go. So we'll call the meeting to order. Sheriff Rotter may be regretting me being his vice chair. Kara, will you call the roll, please?
Yes, Chris Jasper.
Jasper's here.
Thank you. Jeff Miller.
Here.
Sheriff Rotter, as we said, is excused. Mike Bryant.
Here.
Eric Daw. For Tom Berger.
Tom Berger's here.
Thank you. Lynn Tazioli.
Lynn is here.
Josh Duden.
Here.
Is here. Adam Well.
Adam's here.
Give a quorum.
Thank you. I think we'll do guest introductions, but welcome to everyone in the room with us and welcome to everyone that's online joining us today. I entertain a motion to approve the agenda for the meeting.
Jasper, motion.
Lynn will second.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the February 13th meeting.
Jasper, motion.
Second.
Lynn will second.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second to approve the February 13th minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Item 5, the State of Iowa Administrative Report. Blake?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let's my slides going. There we go. All right, we will dive into a legislative update. House Study Bill 104 is our department bill that was to address 911 funding and next gen 911 transition. It is dead in its current state, but I will tell everyone that there are still conversations going on with our office, the governor's office, House leadership. So House leadership, I think, has been convinced that something needs to be done. I don't know what that will ultimately look like. So definitely more to come on that topic. I don't know today if, it'll be the same bill somehow reinvigorated in Ways and Means or appropriations or a new study bill. But definitely those conversations are ongoing and something is continue to be worked probably towards all the way till the end of session. Senate File 271 was Senator Clemish's bill on voting membership for 911 service boards. It never had a subcommittee meeting at all, so it is also dead. And then a new one that was introduced yesterday, I want to bring everyone's attention to House File 951 was a bill introduced by Representative Jones. She is from Clay County. It would appropriate $2 million of wireless 911 funding for a very specific disaster impacted county to repair and replace 911 equipment. So that was literally, again, introduced yesterday. I don't know anything more than basically what I said. Trying to find out some additional information, not sure. Nothing has been scheduled yet as far as a subcommittee or anything like that. So it's literally all I have on that particular bill. Are there any questions before I move off of legislative topics? The next item, staffing, I probably should have brought this up a month or two ago, but there was a lot of other things going on. Kayla, who had been in the program, has taken a promotion within our department. I know I sound like a broken record. I think that's about the third time that that's happened. So we will be posting that position here towards the end of March, beginning of April, if you are interested in working with us in the Department of Homeland Security Emergency Management and the 911 program, and also having Alert Iowa responsibilities. Either let me know or keep an eye on the DAS website for that posting. Finally, on this slide, talked about it last month as well. In in advance of National Public Telecommunicator Week, we are doing a campaign and we want to hear from telecommunicators in the state. So there is a brief survey if you scan that QR code. Right now, we only have 6 participants. We would like some more. And again, that'll kind of be done over social media, over our website, just really to push out, kind of give you all a chance to tell your story of why you like your job, what makes your job rewarding, and really just make sure the public kind of knows who you are and what you do. So you have till the end of March to participate in that. National Telecommunicator Week, Public Safety Telecommunicator Week is not until April, so you still have some time to do that. And again, we're just looking for some more participation. Annual form updates. This will be the last month before we have to start withholding surcharge for the 3 counties that have not submitted their expenditure collection form. I'll send out another reminder this month to get those in. And then there are 4 counties that still have outstanding service board membership forms, and they're listed there as well. Back up to 100% on GIS grants for the month of February, so that's good. Nothing really of note other than that. As far as public education and training funds, there are 2 requests for your consideration today at this meeting. Both the APCO and NENA Spring Conference requests have come in. As a reminder to council members, we kind of have a standing $5,000 agreement for each of the conferences for each APCO and NENA, but we do still kind of run that through just to formally approve it. So those applications will be up for consideration shortly. That ends my brief. Are there any questions for me before I turn it over to Zetron?
Blake, this is Mike Bryant. Back up to the legislative, the House File 951, the new one that I know you don't know anything about, and I want to tell you what questions, how to do your job. But I guess the first thing that would come to my mind is, don't these counties have some sort of insurance?
So a couple of things have crossed my mind, and I have some feelers out, even internal to our department. I mean, we manage the disaster recovery grants from FEMA. So when you read this bill, it talks about repair and replacement of 911 equipment. So I have the question out there like, hey, could this be a potential public assistance grant program through FEMA as far as the recovery? I do know prior to session, there were some conversations about that particular county getting on ISIX for operability purposes. Don't know if that is kind of the genesis of where this bill comes from, but again, the language that's used in the bill is repair and replace, which would not be build capacity. So that again, just some feelers out there. And that's kind of where my mind went, and I'm sure there'll be more to come.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Blake, can I just ask another question on that?
Yeah.
Obviously, we all know that the 911 program is having some financial difficulties. So if this 951 were to go through, that $2 million, what impact does that have?
Significant.
I mean, to me, it seems like we're trying to come up with we're trying to solve a financial problem, and then you throw this in and it's just escalating the financial issues.
I would agree. I mean, we did crunch the numbers as far as our anticipated expenditures and anticipated revenues. And with the known figures, we anticipate running out of funding second half of next fiscal year. So obviously, if you subtract $2 million from that, there's only currently about $3 million there. It obviously makes that timeline moves it up. So we've let people know within the governor's office, and really, again, it happened yesterday afternoon, starting the conversations with the House to try to figure out, what's the idea behind this. So more to come.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions for me before I turn it over to Zetron? All right, Lynn or Paul, you can take it away.
Good morning, Blake. Thank you. And good morning, Vice Chair and attendees. Clinton County is now live on shared services, and we have 3 current deployments, Des Moines, Polk, and Dallas County underway. Next slide, please, Blake. Our usual status map of shared services active, shared services pending. Next slide, please, Blake. The online training portal, again, we provide a monthly summary of users, 50 PSAPs currently using the product with some additional details there. Just two takeaways I want to do. One, and this is an unlimited training for everybody within the state of Iowa. And then everyone can also upload your own training materials. So if you have specific vendor training materials or specific PSAP training materials and you want to make them part of your curriculum, the platform certainly supports that, and we encourage you to engage us and help you learn how to do that. That's all included within the service we provide.
Can I interrupt you real quick on that topic, Paul?
Oh, absolutely.
We've been working with HHS and the 988 centers on producing some training to move the 911 to 988 transfer project past the pilot phase that we've been stuck in for way too long. And we are going to put that training on this online portal as well. So they're actively working on recording that training kind of as we speak. So I anticipate in the next couple months that will be live and all PSAPs would be able to access that training through this training portal. Sorry, go ahead, Paul, continue.
Oh, no worries. Thank you, Blake. Next slide. We've been a little quiet on the Iowa Insider as we make some changes to it. We anticipate releasing our next issue in the coming weeks and encourage anyone that wants to join the distribution list to give lynn.warren@zetron.com an email and we'll get you signed up. If there are no questions, back to you, Blake.
Any questions, any additional questions for myself or for Paul with Zetron?
Thank you, Blake and Paul, both. Agenda item number 6 is training fund requests. We have 2 requests. As Blake had mentioned, one for APCO NITA. Unless anyone's opposed, I would entertain processing those both as one item. There's a motion for both.
Bryant will move.
Just to be clear, that's for both from the APCO and NITA.
Yes.
Thanks, Mike. There's a second. Is there any discussion about the training requests?
I'm staying in for Chris.
Yes, same for Jasper. I will abstain from voting.
Lynn as well.
All those in favor of approving both the APCO and NITA requests for $5,000, say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Both requests approved. Item 7 is report of officers, boards, and standing committees. Are there any comments of the technical advisory nature from anyone? Line? Room? Hearing none, we'll move on to sub-item B, update on the Iowa Statewide Interoperable Communication System Board. Swick Nichols.
Good morning, everyone. ISIC's board committees will be moving to a Teams platform over the next month or so. So if you have any difficulties with that, please reach out to Holly or myself. April is going to be the next round of technical assistant requests through CISA. We do have been asked to present our priority 1 request. Top of the list seems to be INCM, or Incident Communications Center Manager. This course is designed to prepare public safety communication professionals for managing all functions of an incident command center. As far as I'm aware, we haven't held that course in Iowa ever, or maybe in quite some time. So that will be a priority 1 unless I hear that people are interested in something else. With uncertainty of federal funding, I'm waiting for confirmation that the COM-L, or Communications Unit Leader, scheduled for April 1st through 4th in Council Bluffs, will be able to take place. DC Myers has been diligently attempting to get me information, and as soon as I have anything concrete, I will be communicating with the registered participants. I do anticipate to have information probably by tomorrow. Our COMT, or Communications Unit Technician course, is scheduled for June 2nd through June 6th. That's a full week course. It's state sponsored. And so I will have registration live hopefully by Friday. Because this course is state sponsored with our own Iowa instructors, we expect that to take place with no problem. We do still are talking about our tri-state COMEX with Wisconsin and Illinois over in the Dubuque area, the tabletop on June 12th, and a functional exercise on September 19th. More to come on that, depending on everything that's still unknown. And the last thing I have is update on the IMED plan. Grant funds have been paused, so equipment orders are not currently happening and nothing is being installed or programmed right now. But there is an updated EMS comms plan live on the HHS website. I would encourage people to take a look at that plan. It says it's 50 pages, but a lot of that is diagrams and other things. So it is essentially a short read, and the plan has moved communication from legacy VHF communications to the ISIC 7800 platform as the primary method of communication between hospitals, EMS, and emergency communication centers. And that legacy plan hadn't been updated since 1978. That's all I have for now, unless there's any questions for me.
Any questions for Swick Nichols? Hearing none. Item C is an update from DHS, CISA, ECD, ECC Myers.
Thank you, Mr. Dennert. Appreciate the time to report out this morning, and good morning to the Iowa 911 Communications Council. Hey, I just wanted to kind of elaborate a little bit more on the technical assistance updates. Each state SWIC is going to be receiving an update from the Emergency Communications Division from CISA on the TA status requests relative to the October submissions. Those emails should have actually been sent out yesterday. So that being said, the focus coming up for the request period for April is going to be very similar to what it has been for quite some time now, with a focus on resiliency and communications. This aligns with training you may have, just like what Haley mentioned before with the INCM course, how to respond to emergencies, fortifying the cybersecurity posture of your PSAP, and other critical communication systems that are vital to the dispatching of services to the public. For those statuses that are out there, if you have worked with Haley in the past on requests, I would definitely stay in the loop on that, because there are some moving parts to this. But overall, the next request period does go from April 1st to April 30th. And once those are all in, we will be working with the states on getting scoping calls scheduled, and then products and projects being delivered. On the next slide, I do want to talk a little bit about some of the categories that are out there. State-sponsored and territorially sponsored TAs are going to be relatively light lifts for the most part. Skip workshops, which Iowa does not need one at this point because your skip is still very current. Good. And then technology and communications courses in general will still be a priority. There is going to be a focus on special security events and other types of things related to special events happening nationwide over the next couple of years as well. If you think about several things that are happening, FIFA gets a lot of attention right now, but the nation's 250th is coming up as well in 2026. And then also urgent or emergent TAs. There's been a slot carved out for some of those as well. So long story short, make sure you're in touch with Haley on anything that you may think you want to coordinate with her on for future deliveries. And we will work as best we can to try to fulfill those requests given the budgets that we currently have. Otherwise, in the regional news of note, there are some more courses coming for the Kansas City Metro with respect to FIFA training. Next on the list would be Incident Communications Manager, but of course that is pending facility lock-in and also federal funding. And also too, the multi-region rec week that was previously scheduled for April 15th to the 17th in Jonesboro, Arkansas, has been converted to a series of virtual engagements. This is due to several factors, but it looks like the virtual delivery of the multi-region rec week will be the easiest to facilitate in order to engage state and local partners going forward on all things related to New Madrid and FEMA-based responses across the region. Otherwise, that is my report for the day. Mr. Vice Chair, I can go ahead and take any questions.
Questions for ECC Myers? Hearing none. Item 7D is legislative issues. Is there anything beyond what Blake had reported in his report? Nothing. 7E, information sharing by council member. Members have anything to share? Hearing none. Item 8, any unfinished business? I don't believe there's any. Any new business? Any travel requests? Is there a record for the shortest?
You're doing it.
Item 10, or I'm sorry, 11, business from the floor. Anyone in the room have any business? Any business from our participants that are online? Or 911 issues at PSAPs? Item 12, announcements. Meetings are held the second Thursday of each month until further notice in conjunction with the Iowa Statewide Interoperable Communication System Board. Our next meeting will be April 10th at 9:30. If there's no further business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Jasper motion.
A motion and a second to adjourn. We'll stand adjourned. Thanks, everyone.